Well, hey there everyone. Welcome to another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. Thanks for being here. I don't know why I'm blanking on my intro. Hey everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on singing the intro. And hi. This was a total impromptu, like, let's just do it, set up and start filming. So that's why I'm a little scattered, I guess. But hi, hello. We're back at the crafting table, and I wanted to do a whip and chat while I respond to some comments. I've been getting a lot of comments on some recent videos because I've been posting again after taking a few months off. And so I wanted to dive into those. Because some of them were questions in regards to the pinup paint along, which is an event I'll be doing in a couple of weeks. So I kind of wanted to get through those, and I do want to eventually respond to like some of the older comments from old videos. So I'd like to try to get a bulk of them done. So we're gonna do a little whip and chat while I respond to some comments. I'm also wearing my external microphone that's attached to my phone because I have the AC fan running in the room, and I refuse to turn it off because it is very hot outside, and I've been able to condition the room down to a nice 74 degrees, whereas it's almost 100 outside. And so if I turn that off, it's just going to start roasting in here. So I'm hoping that this mic helps to tamp down that fan noise. Additionally, I have my laptop plugged in, and that's usually where I read the comments from when I'm at the crafting table. I'll just have my laptop up here, but it's uploading a video right now, so I have to keep it hooked up to my main computer desk off to the side. So I'm gonna have to kind of churn away from the canvas from the project to read the comments, but then I'll come back as I'm responding to it and work on the kit. So you might see a lot of transitioning. If it finishes uploading while we're chatting, I will pause you, move the laptop to where I like it to be, right in front of me over here, and then we'll just keep going. So, okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I have a glass of water with me. I'm good there. I need to show you what I'm using. And the kit. Oh my goodness. So the kit that I'm working on right now is called Autumn by Alphonse Mucha and Jaded Gem Shop. This is a 60 by 130 centimeter round drill canvas with 46 colors. No special drills from Jaded Gem Shop. This project I just picked kind of a little bit at random. I picked it because I finished with Moon Girlfriend, which was the last round kit I did, and I started in on this, technically, I guess you could say, for Summer with the Masters, but I wasn't really participating in Summer with the Masters this year because, well, A, I wasn't co-hosting this year, and B, I was just doing traveling and took the summer off, as you know. But towards the end of that event, I just decided, hey, let me do another Mucha, I might as well. So I decided to grab this one, and it's a round one. So this is from one of his season series. It's not the typical one that you see from a lot of shops. It's a different season series, but it is the autumn piece. So I'll have Autumn from Jaded Gem Shop, and then I have Winter, Spring, and Summer from Diamond Painting Shop. So I'm not sure if I'll just call that good and say I have one of each season and I'm fine, or if I'll get the other Autumn from Diamond Painting Shop. We'll see. But I wanted to have one of each seasons, and originally I was like, I'll do one season from 4 different shops and just compare and contrast, but that ended up not working out. So most of them are going to be from Diamond Painting Shop, and I've finished Spring and Winter from Diamond Painting Shop, and I think I have Summer. I think I have Summer from them already in my stash. I'd have to go double check, but I'm pretty sure I do. Anyway, regardless, So that's what this is. It's a big old canvas, 60 by 130. I've got it upside down. I'm working on it top down right now. And I've probably got 60 by 40 left to do. 60 by 40 left to do. So I started working on a few colors and was like, let me start responding to some comments. So I already have my next color set up here, and that is 939. Yes, Theo. My roommates, Joe and Maddie, are out of town, and they will be for like another week. They've already been gone for 4 days, and Theo has been very needy, but he's not a cuddler. He just wants you to acknowledge that he's crying for his mom, and so you just have to kind of comfort him a little, and he'll be fine. Give him some pets, but he doesn't want to snuggle. He just wants you to know that he's upset, and then he'll run off. So he's a little sad kitty. I tried cuddling with him on the couch last night. He let me do it for like 10 seconds, and he was like, okay, enough. But I'm like, well, you're crying at my door or at the foot of the stairs. I want to comfort you, but he's working through it. So my tray's from Mooney Made, my single and placing branded tray there. Funnel is from I don't know where. Storage container is up here from Art Dot. Let's see. I've got my Diamond Art Club tweezers. I've got a Diamond Art Club release paper off to the side to help with loading putty. And speaking of putty, I've got to grab it from around you. Pardon me. Okay, speaking of what's in my pen. Oh, and my pen is from Diamond Pen Pal. Roll Stop pen. And then I have a 5-placer from Diamond Art Club and a single placer, the stainless steel tips. So that's all that. I can't show you what's in the in the tips. I can show you, you know what I mean? Like I can show you, but I can't show you like the product necessarily because they are both products from Merry Making and More that are kind of in pre-production or just in an R&D phase, and I was sent them to test and trial and provide feedback to. I will tease. I'll just show the R&D part of this. This is the an updated dots from Mary. So I guess her version of a glue dot. This is kind of the second iteration. I don't know where these are in production, how quickly they will be released or when they will be released. So I don't want to provide that, and I don't want to provide the scent because it's also an R&D scent, but they are scented and they smell fantastic. And I will say that these glue dots from Mary are a big improvement from her first iteration a couple years back. So these are much more, they work a lot better in general, and they work a lot better for me. I typically use Mary Mud or putty, whatever, in my single and multi-placer. I liked something to work for everything. So it's rare for me to use something that I would only use in my single placer. But I will say I've been able to do a section this size, 2 of them, and then some single placing with this glue dot, scented glue dot, and it's lasted the entire time. I might reload it while we're chatting, but I'm not going to describe like, ooh, I like this, but I don't like this with you guys just yet, because I'm doing this to provide feedback to the shop owner, so any tweaks can be made. So anything that I would say on a video could and might be changed. So it has no bearing on whether or not you might like it or not, because it's not complete yet. So I want to keep using it so I can provide feedback. Just so happens that we're filming a video during that. In my multi-placer is Mary Mud, but I can't reveal the scent because that is also something that is being worked on. It will be released on her shop opening in September, but I don't want to give it away. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And but yeah, it is Mary Mud, and I can show you the piece. Which one did I take it out of? I can show you the piece of Mary Mud. You can at least see the color, but the final product will not be this exact color, whatever you want to call it, color story. And again, it's all just, this is just a pre-production, but there's what I'm using. I just can't tell you what scent it is. At least I didn't get permission from Mary, so I'm not going to. But yeah, I got a few different fun things from Mary recently, but I will not reveal them to you. So just know that I'm using all Mary Making and More products in my pen, and it's always what I don't need to get into this. I always promote Mary Mud because it is my favorite, but I always end up falling back to Mary Mud. I love Intergalactic Putty. I liked some of the Alien putties, some of the other stuff I've done in like putty comparisons, but I always end up reaching for my Mary Mud. So, and now potentially the dots, and for certainly the Mary Magic Anti-Static Sheets. I've been using them in this kit. When I get to a color that still has some static in it, I've just been popping these in it, and it snaps it right out of there. So it's been very nice. Okay, enough babbling, Anthony. Let's get to some questions or comments. And let me check to see how far along. We're at 75% upload for that video, so we've still got some time. Okay, so we're starting with newest, going to oldest, by the way. My video kitting up of Tropicana from Henry Clive, and then where I did the test of these Mary Magic Anti-Static Sheets. Mia over at Mia's Life with KFS says, I absolutely have to try these anti-static sheets. Yeah, you do. They're pretty awesome. I wasn't expecting to be like, whoa, anti-static sheets, that's a real game changer, because I have my dryer sheets. But they do work better than dryer sheets, and I like the sizing of them. At first I was like, maybe they could be a little bit longer, but they work just fine. And the scent is pretty potent. It's not overpowering, in my opinion, but it is the most strongly scented, like, accessory product from like a small shop that I've experienced. But in how it's used, I think that makes sense, because you kind of want it to deposit some of that scent into the drills. So you kind of need it to be a little bit stronger to do that. I feel so bad for Theo. I want to go grab him and like comfort him, but he doesn't want that. He's crying for his mom, and I don't know what to do. I give him little treats. I checked on his food bowl and his water, and I do pick him up from time to time and like I'll walk him around the house, but he'll let me do that for like a couple minutes, and then he's like, let me go, put me down. So he's not an affectionate kitty, but he's an emotional kitty. So I just have to let him do it. He'll come to me when he wants some love. Like he might jump up on the table and investigate. He just wants to be maybe near me sometimes, but he doesn't necessarily want to be touched. So anyway, moving on, same video. Suburban Mom says, would Primrose work for the paint along? It's the only one I have that could possibly work, or I could buy a Betty Boop painting from Orloa. No, you can use Primrose. That's totally fine. The most generic, definition of pinup is a subject, a person that is being depicted in a provocative or attractive or glamorous manner. And so I'd say Primrose works for that. I'm not going to be refereeing or the judge of what works or not. Just use your best judgment. And, if you haven't listened to the announcement video, listen to that. And if the kit that you're working on, if you look at that image and you're like, I could see that working, then that's good enough for me. I don't want to police that for anyone. If you're looking at it and it's a landscape image with some deer in it, then maybe that's probably not pinup. You know what I mean? Like, I trust you to interpret that in the way that makes the most sense for you. So yeah, Primrose is fine. Thank you for the comment. Mary Making Crafts, aka Mary Making and More, that same video, hi Mary, says, effective, effective, and they smell good. I think that's my favorite quote from this video. Thank you so much for trying these out and giving a review. I put one into all my drill containers for lasting scent throughout the whole time I'm painting. Every time I open a container, I get a burst of scent and it makes me so happy. Yeah, that is awesome. And that is how a lot of people use their like anti-static stuff, be it dryer sheets or now the Mary Magic sheets, is you might want to put one in each container and just let it live there permanently. The way I've always done it is put a piece of dryer sheet in the container, shake, 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 pull it out, and then we're good to go. But I might switch up my style because I really like that. Having that little hit of the scent is really cool. So yeah, thank you so much, Mary, for commenting and providing some additional details. And Mary goes on to say, it's totally okay. I still call them dryer sheets all the time, too. I made these nice and soft, though, because I hate the texture of dryer sheets. Interesting. P.S. You can always take your tweezers and stab it directly into the center of your drills when you add it to the container. Oh, that's smart. Yeah. Also, any of the static sheets are static sheet scents are skin safe. I took note of that before I make them. Nice. That's good. And then Mia says, I need like a lot of these, LOL. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, Mary also says they'll be priced as follows: a 10-pack for $2.25, a 30-pack for $6, and a 60-pack for $10. Nice. I'll have at least 3 cents for the launch on September 13th, Unicorn Burps, Fall Harvest, and the other one is TBD. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I love the Fall Harvest scent, so I'm going to have to snag those. Yeah, that's awesome. How exciting. I can't wait for the shop to reopen. It's been quite some time, and I know a lot of people have been patiently waiting, and I know a lot of people like myself are just waiting for the gun to go off, because there's some new products that I'm excited to get my hands on, and I'm lucky enough to have a little bit of insider knowledge on that, so I am like extra excited. So, yeah. Cool. All right. Susan's Inks and Drills, same video, says, first time I've ever heard someone wish for static. Yeah. I really needed it to do the trial. And then Lisa Noof says, hi, Anthony. I was kidding up along with you. Thanks for the company. I use a full dryer sheet and use that as a funnel to pour into containers. I also have the small pieces of dryer sheets to shake in the bags for the drills that will not pour out. I think Mary's sheets would be good for that. Yeah, for sure. And you could always, I mean, maybe Mary might be like, I don't want people to do that, but I'm sure she would be okay. Like, to get it to fit in a bag, if you've cut a smaller hole, I don't see why you could trim them down a little bit to get them to fit in there. I'm sure you could kind of play with them how you want, but that size really did work as long as I folded it up. And that same dryer sheet, anti-static sheet, that same anti-static sheet, even though I was touching it and folding it and messing with it, it still worked the rest of that kitting up. And I actually just kitted up another project, which I won't be starting for a while, but I just had the drills and everything out. I was like, let me just kit this up. I used a new sheet, a new anti-static sheet for that, and I was able to use that. There was more static in that kit. It's Sedona Majesty by Diamond Art Club. There was more static in that kit, and I used that one little square for the entire kit up again. So they're really effective, which is nice. So, yeah. Okay, thank you for the comment. And then JPat has a couple of long comments. I'll start with the older one and then go to the newer one. JPat, hi! And hi, Lisa. It's good to, like, feel like I'm chatting again. You asked, JPat says, you asked about kitting up. I tried your method before with Muka's Seasons, Winter, that DAC used to make, except I used the DAC labels and put the symbols on the extra art dot containers. It worked for that kit, and I liked condensing the containers, But I'm set in my ways. My way is probably not too popular. I love Elizabeth word trays and containers, so I use them to kit up by drill count. Jade provides the quantities on the canvases, so I sort the list, and then I know, say, 2,000 fit in a big container, 1,000 fit in a medium, so on and so forth, and I kit up in order that way. I totally go by symbols, so don't worry about serial number or DMC code at all. I usually have 2 to 3 trays per painting. I like big kits, so I feel like knowing the relative quantities helps me get through sections quickly with no surprises. I still miss drills, but I feel like I know what I'm doing. No, I think that's very smart to kit up by quantity, especially when you're using those Elizabeth Ward containers or similar, because they have various sized containers. So you kind of want to know, like, okay, if there's a ton of 310, then I'm probably going to want to use my big containers instead of using a big container for a DMC that you only have a few of. That kind of doesn't make sense. So I totally get it, and I know a ton of people diamond paint, reference the symbol, and I do too. Like, so what I'm going to do, let's say I'm working on my next color. So that's E. That's E. So if we go to E, that's serial 3. So I grab my container 3. So that's how I do it. So I might be the one that's backwards, because I know a lot of people organize by the symbol, so they go like A, B, C, D, E, and then special symbols and stuff. My brain works much easier by just looking at the number next to it rather than scanning for like A, B, C, D, E, and like, oh, where did I put the 3 squiggly lines? Is that in my where is that in my symbols? So for this, if I saw that, I'd look at the canvas, see that, and be like 12, and then I grab 12. So that's how I do it. My ability to kind of like recollect the search for the symbol, I have a much harder time doing that. So, but your process, I think, is more common. So I don't think any of us are doing anything wrong. It's just how our brains work, and I think it's fascinating because there's so many different things here to reference, so many points of data, and it's interesting what people use and makes the most sense for them. So like for you go off of the symbol and the quantity. Having the quantity makes sense. For some people, organizing by DMC makes the most sense. Other people, it's the serial number, or it's organizing the symbols, and like all of the planes and cars go here, and all of the dots go here, and all of the clovers and things that look like flowers go, like, I find it fascinating how it works, but I guess mine's the most boring. I just go by 1 through however many colors are in the kit. Where I might run into an issue with that, no, I guess it still wouldn't matter, is kits that have like a ton of colors, like 100, 200 plus colors. Having to go and look for the symbol through all of those, and then be like, oh, that's actually color 134. That might be a little daunting, but I have yet to work on a canvas that has over 100 colors, I think. I had one in my stash, but I de-stashed it because it was not poured glue was the only reason why. So I might have to come up with a different system if and when I work on a canvas that has that many colors. But for now, it's easy just to find it on a sheet like this, find the symbol, and then just go off the serial number. So maybe one day I'll have to come up with some way of organizing this, like do A through Z lowercase, A through Z uppercase, 1 through however many, and then everything else is symbols. I don't know. We'll have to see. But thank you for the comment. JPEG goes on to say, by the way, I've said it before, but your finish of Senorita totally changed diamond painting for me. Oh, thank you. I found your channel back when you posted it, and it totally blew me away. Like, I did not know diamond painting was capable of that. So I personally like this idea for an event. Pinups are full of soft lines that show what diamond painting can do. I remember when you unboxed this one, and maybe we won't see the finish, but I'm excited to see it getting some love. The image is cool and the palette is a lot of fun. I'm not participating, but I did finish Sultana and Winter last summer, and I loved the results. I couldn't believe how good the subject's gown looked in Sultana, just like Lace and Senorita. Working on the Sleeping Beauty from Jaded Gem Shop now. Thanks for recommending her rounds, by the way. So from roughly the same era, but the subjects are very modestly dressed. LOL. Have fun. Yeah. No, you know, if even though you're not quote unquote participating in the event, I hope you'll still be around for the live streams and the content that I'm putting up for that. And thank you so much for the kind words on finding the channel when I was working on Senorita. I love that project. That was a very long-term project for me, but it turned out so good. And every time I see it hanging at Dom's house, I'm like, oh, there's my first Henry Clive. So, yeah, I'm glad that you liked Sultana. I have that in my stash. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I can't remember if I ended up buying that one in squares or rounds. I do a little bit of both, just depending on what I'm looking at in terms of the details. If I'm like, ooh, I could see that being more effective in a round because of some of the lines and stuff, or a square will be fine. I don't remember, but I know I have Cleo, the Cleopatra one, and that one I got in round. I just kind of go off of just how if I think it'll look good or fine in rounds, I typically will go with a round and just get the biggest size to maximize the detail, because I honestly, I find that I enjoy working with rounds a little bit more, I guess, if I had to say, but my stash says otherwise. It says you like squares just as much, if not a little bit more, but then I end up spending more time working on a round canvas. Like if I have a square or a round drill out and they're the same size and I'm working on them at the same time and just going back and forth, I almost always end up finishing the round way before the square, because I just end up working on it more. And then I'm like, okay, got to get a square drill done. So, okay, we just finished that 939, finally, Anthony. Here's my container. So like, I want to talk about the static sheets. Actually, there's not much static in there, so I'll leave it alone. But I've been going through this kit now that I have these anti-static sheets and popping them in some of the containers that have static in them that I've just been living with. And now I'm like, ooh, I want to use something fun. So, yeah. So now we're finally at E. So E is serial number 3, so I'm going to grab container 3. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you for the comments. Bambi May says, so you need to you need to keep this channel. You're the best guy diamond painter YouTuber out there. Enough said. Oh, that's so sweet. I appreciate it. Now, I'm struggling with this because I'm always flip-flopping. I'm always changing my mind. I'm always trying to think of like what could I do differently? What could be, you know, is there a better option here? So I'm always like, I'm going to do this, and then I change my mind, and then I'm like, I'm going to do this, and then it slightly changes, and it ends up falling somewhere in the middle, or you know me, kind of wishy-washy. But it's just because I'm always like trying to like think actively about something. Well, also, if I come up with like an idea or something, I tend to like to act on it sooner than later, because I don't want to forget. Or in the instance of this, when I started the idea of coming up with Coaster Pursuit and doing the roller coaster thing, I really want to, I still do, I really want to improve my filming skills, and filming out in public and filming like roller coasters and theme parks and trying to get the good shots and stuff is definitely more of a commitment of time and energy and development of skill than sitting here and doing this or walking around with Apollo. So when I came up with the idea of starting a new channel, I envisioned myself really just diving into learning about film videography and honing that skill and spending so much more time with editing and stuff and practicing, that I didn't think that I would have time to do single and placing alongside that. Like, even though this is less intensive in terms of like the filmography of it all. It still takes a lot of time to upload and film longer videos and stuff. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to have the capacity to do both. Maybe post some vlogs like on a Patreon or start a membership on the other channel. That way I can still do the Apollo walks and stuff, but we can talk about a little bit about diamond painting, but also theme parks and stuff too. So that's kind of where that idea, that's why I decided early on to just let people know that's how I was feeling and come up with like an end date of the channel. That way I don't ghost you all and just like suddenly disappear forever. So I kind of wanted to put a timestamp on that. That way you know, like, oh, this is what Anthony's doing. These are his plans. This is when the channel's wrapping up. I know what to expect. Because I know a lot, I've felt before, and this is not necessarily a bad thing, where like I find a content creator and I kind of get like attached to their content and then I never hear anything again. Or they'll like come back like a couple years later and be like, surprise, I'm here. And so I wanted to give people plenty of heads up and just let you know how I'm feeling and how I'm thinking. Now that the other channel has been around for a few months and I've posted maybe like 10, 12 videos over there now, maybe less than that. I'll just say 10. What I've learned with the whole theme park stuff is I'm not going to be cranking out videos over there. It's not going to be super consistent because I'm not constantly going to new theme parks and traveling and experiencing new roller coasters. You know, I work a full-time job. I've got Apollo. I am by no means in a financial situation just to pick up every weekend or a week out of every month to go travel to a new part of the country or a new part of the world to do theme park stuff. I envision that I'll probably be doing 2 to 3 longer trips, like a week plus trips throughout any given year, and then maybe 2 to 3 shorter weekend trips to some parks here in the US or closer to me where I'm just going to do one individual park. And then everything else will be local, just giving people a status update on Elitch Gardens, Waterworld, Lakeside, Glenwood Springs, anything else, mountain coasters, that type of thing. So that leaves lots of gaps in between, weeks-long, months-long gaps between me going and actually doing stuff and then putting up the videos. So I have to think about how I want it to go. This last time when I went to Pennsylvania, I did all my filming for the 5-6 different locations I went to. And then when I got home, I edited all of that content and then just posted it back to back to back, like every day until it was done, which is fine. That's kind of what I do here. If I batch film, I typically, not anymore, don't wait. I don't space it out. Like as soon as I film a vlog, I do my best to get home, edit it, and get it up as soon as I can. The only thing that I used to do for spacing out stuff was unboxings. And even then, most recently, I wasn't doing that. I was just putting up, there was like one time I put up like 5 unboxings in a day. So I need to pace myself on the other channel. And let's say I go on a trip in May for a week and a half. I go to 4 different theme parks. I come home. Maybe I'll put one up every week for a month, 4 videos, 4 weeks, rather than just boom, boom, boom. That way I'm still providing new content to the channel and it doesn't feel like I'm having those big of gaps. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. And I have learned that filming at theme parks, yes, I am going to be practicing getting better at my skills and all that stuff, but it's something I can develop in real time, and maybe take some classes online, but I don't think I'm going to need to completely drop everything and make that my only focus. I don't think. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about how I want to move forward, because I have gotten a lot of people reaching out to me via Instagram and email saying you should not close your channel. or wrap up single and placing. You know, leaving some very kind things and like what the channel means to them, which like makes me very emotional. And I don't want to be flippant about leaving that all behind and make people feel like I'm leaving them behind. That's not at all what I'm trying to do. I just don't want to burn myself out doing these 2 channels and then not want to do anything, you know? So coming back from my vacation, posting all those videos, and then just walking away and be like, okay, I'm done with the Coaster Pursuit until October. Then I'm like, okay, well, now I'm coming back, and now you've seen me kind of do a little bit more over on this channel and kind of doing that swing back and forth. But I don't think that's how I should approach it either. I think I can do those trips with Coaster Pursuit, space out the video releases so they're not just done in one big bunch, so the engagement's staying, you know, staying consistent over there. But then in that downtime while they're all scheduled, I can work on doing whip-in chats and doing some vlogs and doing that kind of thing. So trying to find a balance so I can continue to do the 2. I also went back to the idea of maybe keeping single and placing only and just posting all my coaster stuff over here like I did with Cedar Point. But the audience for theme park stuff is so different than the crafting audience. And I think the crafting audience is very different. Even though those that are interested in following along with me and Apollo as a human and a dog, some people have said, like, I love you, but I'm not going to do the coaster stuff. So I think keeping them separate is the best thing to do. I shouldn't expect everyone to just happily hop over to a totally different content type, because at the end of the day, you all are here for diamond painting stuff. So I think I was being a little presumptuous that it would just, everyone would just come right over. It would be no big, you know, no one would blink an eye to that. I have to understand that you know, you're here for diamond painting. So I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to say that this channel is ending or not. I don't like keeping people in suspense, but I just need to think about it some more and make sure that keeping it and doing both is something I really can and am willing to do, or if sticking with the original plan and just wrapping things up is what I should do. But in hearing your comments, and we'll get to some more in these most recent videos, and hearing people's kind of thoughts on this channel going away, it made me really take a step back and be like, okay, see what you can do, you know, like really think critically about this and make sure that this is actually what you want to do. So yeah, so stick around. I will keep you posted. I just need to, I want to do this trip in October, these 4 parks that I'm going to in October, and do all my filming and do the posting with this new plan and see if it works. So by November, late October, early November, I should have this sussed out where I can say, all right, I can confidently do the coaster stuff throughout the year and not stress about it, and still sit down and do this stuff and edit and upload, and it won't be as taxing as I once thought it would be. Because I already sometimes feel like what I do here can be a lot. So I was really worried about, now I'm going to add a whole nother channel that's going to ask me to do a lot more editing and be much more intentional with shooting and filming, and the data and research on coasters and stuff is a lot more. So I'm trying. I want to do it all. I do want to do it all. In a perfect world, I could keep this channel going and be just fine doing that, while also trying to foster or develop this new channel. So yeah, and the other thing is I know a lot of people, when they get on YouTube, or when viewers see someone get on YouTube, it sometimes comes off as like, okay, this person's just trying to like get to X amount of subscribers so they can start making money off of it. I just had this conversation with Mary. I was like, there's no way that YouTube, for me, could or would ever supplement my health insurance and my vacation and my pension. I don't think YouTube does a pension. So this truly is a hobby. I use the coaster thing to connect with other coaster enthusiasts, to maybe meet up with them and hear their thoughts, but also just as a record of all the places that I've been, so I can share it with friends and family and you all, and just kind of keep track of this new like little adventure I'm trying to go on. So I'm not too concerned about channel growth and blah blah blah. Like, if it happens, great. The same over here. You know, I've already built something really nice here, but it's not, there's no like end game other than I like talking to you all and I like the company, and I have really felt that, you know, going from doing those walks and vlogs and talking to you guys about my life stuff and just like working things out in my own head as I'm talking to you is very therapeutic. And I didn't realize how beneficial that was to my mental health and just like mood until I stopped doing it. So not doing that stuff over the summer, while I did have a lot of other stuff going on, there was so many times where I was like, oh, I just want to throw on the camera and go on a walk and talk to everyone. But I was like, but then I'm going to be going to that, I need to edit that theme park thing, and then I'm going to Elitch's for that. So I always talked myself out of it in favor of working on other stuff. So, or just diamond painting, you know. So I don't know. There's a lot going on in my head as far as trying to deliberate this. I'm not going to say one way or another. I might certainly just stick with my plan and kind of sunset this channel. But I could see a world in where I try to make both happen. And I think I needed to actually start working on Coaster Pursuit to realize that, to understand how much it really would take and how to balance the two. So in a perfect world, I would do them both, but I don't want to say yes right now because things could change. I could end up doing the October trip and decide, ooh, I'm going to get some new cameras and I'm going to start really putting more effort into these videos and maybe take a week to edit and refine instead of just doing normal vlogs. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So we'll see. That's a long response to that comment, but it is something that I've been really seriously thinking about because you're not the only one that feels that way. So anyway, thank you. Von Kaiser says, oh, you're going to love this kit. She is great. The worst confetti is in the dress. Anti-static sheets. ASS kick static's butt. Oh, that's good. That's good. I hope Mary saw that comment. Thank you, Vaughn. And yeah, I'm super excited for Tropicana. Michelle Callender says, hi, Anthony. I stole your kit up idea. It works great for me. I ordered a small kit from Amazon for the pinup paint along. Can't wait to get it and get started on it. Yay! Thank you for participating. Avery says, such a great idea for Mary to have made those. Genius. I know. It's so cool to see a new product category hit our little diamond painting small business group. It's rare that you see like something really cool like that. So I'm excited. Okay, Melissa Wood. Let me get a couple drills down, Melissa. Let's see where we're at with that video. 97%. We're almost there. As soon as I get the confirmation that it's done and processed, I will pause you, which I'm going to pause you right now because of file size. 1 second. Okay, we're back. The other thing, once that video processes, I'm going to pull the camera down and make sure this external mic is working, because there was one time I did a vlog with my phone and plugged in the little receiver for the mic, and it wasn't working. It's showing as capturing audio, but I want to make sure that there is actual audio. So as soon as that's done, we'll get this comment done. If it's not working, I will come back through and do a voiceover, or I will re-respond to those comments. Jeez, I hope I don't have to do that. Should have checked and done a test at the very start, but we're in it now. Okay. Melissa says, oh, I hope you didn't feel pressure to do the event because of what I sent. At the time, you hadn't announced your major life plans and direction for YouTube. You could have just kept those things as a gift or passed them on to someone. So much has changed since then in the diamond painting community as well. That artist's work isn't even available in diamond painting form currently with the closing of Art and Soul, although Crafts with Crashly has picked her up for release papers, cover binders, and tumblers. I'm really excited about trying the Mary Muds sheets. I hate the smell and feel of traditional dryer sheets, but sometimes they seem to be the only option. This is such a creative idea. I lay a full sheet open in a large tray and pour the drills onto the sheet, and then funnel the drills straight into the container. This keeps from messing with the tiny pieces at all. Oh, that's smart. Okay, cool. And Melissa, no, and I didn't announce, I think maybe I did in the past, that you were the person that offered up those gifts, because I was like, I'm not sure if she wants to remain anonymous. But yeah, Melissa sent over a couple goodies for the pinup paint along earlier in the year for me to use as giveaways. But no, you were not the reason why I'm doing the event. I'm doing the event because I said I would, and I really want to. And again, things have kind of, I've realized that my bandwidth is greater than I thought it was when I started the other channel. So I'm totally fine doing this event. I'm really excited. So the fact that you sent over gifts was not the reason why I felt like I had to do the event. No. I just wanted, once you sent those, if anything, it was an encouragement or a reminder that I should do it because people are excited about it. So don't feel like I'm not putting it on you, and it is no burden whatsoever. I'm very thankful that you sent those, and I'm very excited. So let me just make sure I got those colors, or that DMC. So yeah, don't worry about that, not at all. And yeah, I don't remember. I'd have to go look at your email to see what the artist's name is, or maybe it's on the products. But I wasn't keyed in on the fact that someone did have that artist in diamond painting form. But that's okay. I mean, it's still pinup artwork. It still works. And it'll be fine. I'm going to go ahead. This one does have, you can see those drills sticking to the side there, all nastily. So we're going to pop in our Merry Magic sheet. And I've just been using tweezers, so I don't get the fragrance on my hands. So yeah, that's totally fine. It still works, and they'll be excellent prizes. See, all I did was have to shake it up that much, just a few times, and boom. It's pretty much gone. I'm going to go a little longer. Yeah, that's totally fine. No worries whatsoever about the gifts or the giveaways. And yeah, that's great that Crafts with Crashly has some products with that artist, but I'm not too concerned about making sure that you can get products from that artist. They're just fun prizes. So yeah, no need to worry whatsoever. I didn't intend on having any sponsors for the pinup paint along. I didn't even reach out to any shops asking. That's just not my style. There's sometimes a lot of strings attached with asking small shops to sponsor, especially in this consumer climate. Like, providing free stuff for giveaways is not the easiest if your income from your shop is taking a hit or other stuff is going on. It's a tough pill to swallow to send people free stuff without the explicit hope that there's a return on an investment. And I don't want to put myself in a position where, let's say I do an event and I get a bunch of sponsors to give me free stuff, but then that doesn't turn into sales for them, or it's not enough promotion, or they feel like I'm not promoting the fact that they're sponsoring enough. I just don't want to do any of that. I'd rather just, if I want to do giveaways, then I'm going to pay for them myself. That way I'm under no obligation to give that shop something in return in terms of like business or traffic or sales or even if it's not explicitly said, like, Anthony, I'm going to give you this stuff with the expectation that it comes back around. Even if it's just they're hopeful that it will. I don't want to disappoint anybody if my event is not this big profit center for sponsors. So I'd rather just buy the stuff out of pocket. It's my event. I'm the one deciding to do it, so I should be willing to put up the money for some kind of giveaway. So I was very thankful that that Melissa sent that stuff over. And then I just so happened to be talking to Mary about an unrelated thing, which has to do with this secretive pack of stuff here. An unrelated thing. And I was like, oh, can I purchase this unrelated thing, purchase a few extra to use for giveaways for some upcoming events. This is another color that's kind of staticky, so we're going to do the sheet again. And that's when she was like, well, why don't I just send them to you and I can sponsor the event? And I was like, okay. So, and I know her, and I know there's no strings attached, and there's not going to be any hard feelings if being a sponsor doesn't churn out to sell out all of her putties. I know there's not going to be any hard feelings there, but it was also just good timing because my event's going on while the shop is going to be relaunching, so it's just kind of a perfect storm. But yeah, so that's kind of how that went down. Haha! The video is now live and 4 people have already started watching it. So I'm going to pause you, check that the audio is working, and then I'm going to move the laptop over to somewhere where it's more convenient. 1 second. Okay, cool. From what I can see, or what I can hear, the audio is working, and the video is uploaded. So we're going to keep going. I'm going to try to be less wordy because we've already been going for like close to an hour, and I feel like I barely responded to any comments. So this might be a multi-part situation. I'd at least like to get through some of the most recent comments from some of the most recent videos I've uploaded, because there was some questions about the event. So I'd at least like to get to those. But it's been a while. We have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to gab with you all on. So, okay. And I didn't show you. I took the Merry Magic anti-static sheet out of that container, but as you can see, they're no longer creating that wall of sticky drills. They're just moving and grooving, so I love it. I love it. I'm using it way more than I was with dryer sheets. Okay. Marcia Silverman says, in regards to my finish and review of Waterfall in a Jungle, which is literally the video I just processed and uploaded, says, hi, Anthony. It came out beautiful. Glad to see you back. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That comment is 30 seconds old. Then going back to that kitting up video, Easy Breezy Craft says, such a beautiful canvas. Thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited for it. And Casey, that's me, says, I'm looking forward to seeing this kit done. Enjoyed your kit up. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And Mirthful Diamond Paintings says, I love your videos. I love your voice. Also, what matters is to make sense to you, your game, your rules. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Amy Lynn says, when I kit up, I put all the drills in a front pouring tray and just pour the drills into the bottles. Oh, okay. So you place the tray on the bottle and then just go whoop. That's nice, rather than, you know, what I do is kind of an extra step. But I don't have any front loading trays. I don't think this is a front loading tray. It's a side loading, I guess. But I'm not in the market for trays. I can say that. I don't think there's going to be any innovation in tray technology that will convince me to switch from my Mooney Maids. I started using them very early on in my diamond painting life, and I've used a number of different trays in that time. None of them have worked for me the way that Mooney Maids trays do. And honestly, I haven't even looked at Mooney Maid's shop in a very long time, for no other reason than I have enough diamond paintings, so I'm not necessarily in the market for new diamond paintings. And these trays don't degrade, they're not falling apart or anything like that, so it's kind of a one and done. So I don't even know if there's any sort of new innovation from Mooney Made where new tray styles have come out. This is just the classic large tray that's been around since like 2022, and that's all I'd use. I bought a bunch of different colors so I could take start photos, like cute start photos, and kind of make it matchy. But I found myself just going for whichever tray's on the top of my stack of trays, and this one's on the top, so I've been using this one for pretty much exclusively for like a few months. So the other trays don't get a lot of love just because they're lower down on the stack. But yeah, I'm not a tray person. I was and probably will be a putty collector, but that's pretty much it. I gave away or destashed or threw away pretty much all of my pens except for I think I have 3 of these Diamond Pen Pal roll stop pens, and I have no need for any others. Yeah, if you know my history, you know that I have not always been well loved by some small shops for various reasons. One in particular that makes pens, and so I just stick with this because I don't know the shop owners and I don't have any reason not to buy from them, whereas some other shops that I've used in the past, I guess just one, Enabler's Outpost, I just have no desire to engage with that shop or support them in any way. So I just stick with the one that works for me, and I don't need to go looking for any other pens. I've already been blacklisted from the pen community, I think. So yeah, thank you so much for the comment. And then I used to say Colin Mishka, but from this comment I learned that it's Colleen or Colette and Mariska. So yeah. Hi Colette. They say, ooh, I love that piece. I love the art dot cylinders as well. I usually kit up by numerical, not DMC order. On my current kit, I'm trying 1 through whatever numbers, capital A through Z, lowercase m through Z, math symbols, shape, group, etc. I'm liking this method thus far. I'm commenting early in, so I may just comment again. I don't know if you're going to touch on potential moves, job switching, and phasing out this channel, but I'm curious to hear what your plans you have for Coaster Pursuit during the winter season. I like that funnel. I have one which you put the space between the cylinder and the funnel is just enough for drills to spill out before making them into the container. Oh, interesting. I wish that I was prepared enough to have been able to find a pin-up picture of Pink or Jane Mansfield that could become a licensed custom in this for the paint-along. We'll totally miss your hiking vlogs and vicariously being back hiking in Colorado. If any blessed event happens which allow me to join the retreat in Denmark, I'll jump on it. I have a Swedish sister who lives in southern Sweden. It would be amazing to connect with her and her family, enjoy diamond painting event as well. Happy trails to Apollo and you. Much love, Colette and Mariska. Thank you so much for the comment. That's very sweet. And so I gave you a little bit of information in regards to what I might be doing with Coaster Pursuit. So I'm going on... Oops, I had a random drill. I'll put that back in my random container. Straggler. I will be going on a coaster trip. It's tied to work. It's a work conference, but I'm going a week early to do some coaster stuff. So I'll be going to Kentucky Kingdom, Stricker's Grove, Kings Island, and Dollywood. So 4 parks, and I'll be back on the 17th of October. So it'll probably take me a week to get all of those edited and good to go, and then I'll be posting those through the month of November. And then, oops, I completely placed those in the wrong spot. Whoopsie. Right? Yes. And then I have a single trip to go to a theme park in Maryland, or Massachusetts, Maryland, one of those. With some coaster friends, and that's the beginning of November or second week of November, but that's just a single park for a long weekend. And so I'll put that up once all those other ones are done. So that might be like one video in December. And then from there, who knows what I'll be doing? I might be doing some mountain coasters that are open during the winter ski season up in the mountains. But that might be another time where I have kind of a hiatus on the Coaster Pursuit channel. So that's just, you kind of hit the nail on the head with like, what are you going to do? I'm still trying to figure that out. And it's one of the reasons why I'm like, do I need to close single and placing up if I'm going to have that flexibility? So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. As far as job switch, I talked a little bit about it during my vlog that I posted after or before that kitting up. So no major plans. I'm still I love Golden. I want to stay here and I want to keep my job. It's just I don't know. I don't think I can afford living here solo, and I want to live solo and not have roommates anymore. So, yeah, no big updates there, but I'll keep you posted for sure. And that's okay, not being able to find a kit for the pinup paint along. That's totally fine. I just encourage anyone who's not participating, you're still more than welcome to join in on the lives and hang out and chit chat. I'll be posting the times for the live streams after the first video goes up. So it'll be like the first week of September. I'll post the times for the live streams. It'll be the second Friday and the last Friday in September. So you'll see those go up for scheduling as well. So yeah, and I'm going to be doing some more, probably some more hiking vlogs this weekend to respond to more comments. So you'll have some more of those. But thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate it. Artemis gives a heart. Thank you. And Chocolate Diamonds. Hi. Doretta says, hi, Anthony. Wonderful video. Glad you had such a good time on your vacations. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. And of course, your room became the hangout spot. This is responding to my last vlog that I put up. Wow, the issue you had with your foot sounds like what I've been going through. Glad you're feeling better now. Yeah, I am feeling better. I bought toe spacers to wear at night. And then I also got some elastic bands to start doing some more stretches. And that has really helped. Oh, and I also got plantar fasciitis kind of specific. They're not prescription, but some insoles, and those have been helping too. So still, when I really bend my toe back or like walk up the stairs and put a lot of pressure on it, I can feel a little like ooch, but it is pretty much healed, pretty much resolved. So yeah, thank you for the comment, and I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Next time you're in Colorado, please tell me. I'd love to see you again. Avery says, yay, great to see you and Apollo out on a walk. Glad you had a great time this summer. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Artemis says, wow, after not seeing you and Apollo for a while, this video took me back to when I first discovered you. There is a word for missing someone or something who is not yet gone, but I can't remember it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's the comments like that that have made me kind of take a step back and try to make sure that this is what I want to do, you know. And is there another option? Can you handle another option? So I'll keep you posted. Going to my finish and review of Cyber Edo by Roberto Nieto. Whoa, that's a throwback. Elise Ballard says, I'm late to the game, watching this after you posted it a year ago. I'm thinking of getting this kit, so I was happy to find your fabulous completion. Wow. Oh, thank you so much. That's hanging in Jeff and Laura's house, because I gave that to Laura. The Crafty Sleuth says, I don't know about Arvada, but Longmont is heavy with smoke from the fires. My lungs are on fire. My pup had to be expectedly put down in June. Oh, no. So this made my heart happy to see you walking with your buddy. I am so sorry about that. That is such a bummer. I know there's been a few people that have gone through that this year, and it just breaks my heart. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's a bummer. And the fires have been pretty gnarly in western Colorado recently, and it has been messing with everyone's sinuses and respiratory stuff. So you just have to be careful. Been keeping an eye on Apollo so he doesn't look like he's struggling. But I've been waking up in the mornings because we use swamp coolers or evaporative coolers, whatever you want to call them, in the house for our cooling. So I have one up here. We have one for the main part of the house downstairs, and then my roommate's our bedroom also has one, but it pulls air from the outside in, and I wake up in the mornings with scratchy eyes and a sore throat. It almost feels like I'm getting sick, but it's not. And it's not really allergies. I think it's just the smoke. So, yeah, we're all going through it here in Colorado. It's been a pretty dry late season, like late summer. The spring was actually pretty wet, and we got some good showers early into the summer, but it just dried up so quickly. And yeah, lots of fires. So stay safe and stay healthy. Vaughn says, I did Phoenix from Jade, the 60 by 60 in rounds. It went really quickly. Oh, that's good to know. Confetti was not bad at all. You get into a rhythm on the different sections of color. Okay, that's good to know, because on first blush, when you look at just the printed canvas, it looks intense. It looks very daunting. But you know what, Vaughn? You are like, you say that, but you are so good at knocking out big technical canvases. Like the fact that you finished Koi's, the one that I D-stashed to you, was crazy. So I don't know if I can trust your opinion on how difficult a canvas is or how quickly it goes, because you just scream through those canvases. You're a pro. Ellie says, Anthony, hi, I missed you in Apollo. It's so good to hear your life updates. Mexico sounds amazing. I can't believe you had such a gorgeous room and could put your foot in the pool almost from your room. You poor thing. Apollo is looking good as always. I'm glad you had such a great birthday excursion. I'm only 36 minutes in and I need to sleep as it's almost 4 a.m. here in the UK. I look forward to the next 40-ish minutes tomorrow. Keep smiling, hun, and I'm glad you have met up with other coaster enthusiasts, even if it means we have to share you. LOL. It's early AM Monday here, so have a great week, and I hope to see you here again soon. Oh, of course. Thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate it. And Lisa says, so nice to meet you and see you in Apollo today. I really miss you. Oh, thank you. Majestic7107 says, you didn't mention Matt. Are you guys still dating? I'm so sad you're leaving the DP community. I always look forward to your walks with Apollo and diamond painting videos. Missed you this summer. Thank you so much. And I think I did mention it in the spring before I took my little hiatus that, yeah, I kicked Matt to the curb. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, we're not seeing each other. We haven't since March, April. It wasn't a good match. It wasn't a good match, and I didn't want to force something that wasn't going to be a good match long term. I had a really good time, and out of all of my guys that I've dated, he was like the closest to what I envision, a person I envision having a long-term relationship with. But I think he was going through some stuff, and he wasn't ready to commit. And I am looking for someone that's willing to put in as much as I'm putting in, and I think that's fair. And I didn't feel like that was happening. And I think from his point of view, the reason that wasn't happening is because he's got a lot of personal stuff going on and just couldn't give that right now. So it just was time. Maybe it was a timing thing. Maybe we'll cross paths again in the future, but I didn't want to start building resentment towards him because he wasn't putting in as much effort as I was. So it was kind of a mutual thing. But yeah, so no more Matt. And leaving the DP community, I mean, I'm taking a step back, and then by the end of the year, I'll know what I want to do. But even if the YouTube stuff ceases, I'm still here. I'm still diamond painting. I'd still consider myself part of the community. And so if that was to come to pass or my plans stay the same, then you might see me on Mia's lives or commenting. I still plan on keeping my Instagram around, all that stuff. So, yeah, I know there's a lot of people that don't do YouTube, like have YouTube channels, but they're still part of the community. So I hope I don't get completely kicked out. And I'll be at the event in next year in Denmark with Mia. So yeah, I'm still around, and I'll keep you posted. Thank you for the comment. And Trin says, so great to catch up and see Apollo. Yay, little baby. He's downstairs. Actually, he was gnawing on a bone. Let me go check on him. Hold on. Well, okay. Thank you for the reminder. I gave him a bone earlier just to kind of keep him busy while I was filming. And he's been down there working on that. And I went down there and he just turned and looked at me. I was like, how's it going down here? And then he like kind of puts his paws over it, like, don't take it away. And I looked at him like, oh, you've done plenty of work on this for one day, because he loves to get into like the fatty marrow. It's a raw bone. He likes to get into the fatty marrow of it. And that was a pretty big one. But if he eats too much of that marrow, it can sometimes mess with his stomach a little bit. So I try to pace him. So I was like, nope, you've done plenty on that today. So I took that away and put it back in the freezer for another session later, or tomorrow, I mean. Yeah, but I had been not buying those for him because they've just been really hard to find. Those big marrow bones, those beef bones. Sometimes I do bison too. Sorry, just taking a sip of water. And been hard to find. When you do find them, they are really pricey. So I haven't been buying those for him. And honestly, I haven't been giving him and this is just me being a bad dad, I haven't been giving him a ton of like treats and stuff. He gets a lot of add-ins in his food, but he hasn't been getting as many like raw bones and the tracheas and all that stuff. I kind of, for whatever reason, kind of fell off of getting those for him and just sticking with, your food is your food in your bowl. And he does have toys and chew toys and stuff, but like the raw bones and stuff, I was just slacking. And so I took him to the vet last week. I booked the appointment because we went to the off-leash dog park or open space, and he had cut his paw very slightly, but had cut his paw kind of in between his little toes. And he was licking at it, and it looked like it was just kind of inflamed a little bit. So I cleaned the wound and wrapped it, and then I was spraying some pet wound spray on it once a day just to keep it clean. But I felt like it just wasn't healing up as quickly as I would have liked. So I booked an appointment for the vet, but he was also due for a checkup as well. Last time we went, I think, was in January or February, maybe. So I like to do like a 6-month, just make sure weight's looking good, teeth are looking good, all of that stuff for him. So I was like, it's time to do that anyway. So I took him in the 3 days between when I booked it and when and then when it was time for the appointment, the toe thing had completely scabbed over and healed up, and he was totally fine. He was never limping on it or anything either, so he was just licking at it, and that's why I decided to wrap it. So it's totally healed. So I walk in there and I'm like, hey, I booked this appointment, and she's like, yeah, he has a foot injury or a paw injury. I'm like, yeah, he did, but it's healed and it's fine now. And she's like, okay, well, do you want to keep the appointment? I'm like, yeah, I'm here. Let's just get him looked over or once over. I mean, he's a healthy boy, but they check for lumps and check lymph nodes and stuff like that. So they weighed him, and he was 76 pounds, like pretty much on the dot, and that's kind of light for him. That's a little too thin for his build and size. So I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that he hasn't been getting his little extras, and his food is a very lean, protein-focused food. So not a lot of carbs at all. My obsession with making sure that he has like the best food. So it's a very lean food, so he does need those extras just to kind of add some stuff. I was just slacking, so he was just on a little skinny side, so we left the appointment and we drove straight over to the pet store, and actually 2 pet stores, because the first one was out of the bones. Like I said, it's been hard to find. But I found them at the second pet store, and I stocked up, so I've been trying to fatten Apollo up with some of those meaty bones. So, yeah. His typical weight is 82. So, Yeah, he's a little skinny boy right now, so he's been getting a little extra food, but again, it's so lean that to put weight on him, I kind of have to give him like fatty bones or like duck livers and like extra stuff. So we're working on it. We're working on it. Thank you for the comment. And then Jeannie Fulp says, pretty sure you don't have it, but I have dibs on Afghan Cat by DAC. No, I don't have that one. That's in regards to my vlog. I mentioned that I'm going to probably be doing a D-stash at some point. I don't know when. Part of me was like, maybe this weekend you can do a stash video because it's been, I think, 9 months, coming up on 10 months since my last one. So it's like, maybe I could do a stash video, and then while I'm doing it, I can decide what I'm going to put on the D-stash. But just the idea of pulling all those kits out from the garage to film, I'm not in the mood for it. So maybe that'll happen sometime soon. But yeah, I don't have any information on when a D-stash will happen, but it does need to happen. Because I do plan on moving. I mean, I have to be out of here by next August. So it's got to happen by then. But yeah, I need to get it done. Because I am not moving all those kits to a new place. I'm not. I dug myself into this hole, now I gotta get myself out of it. Jeannie goes on to say, hey Apollo, miss you, Anthony. Oh, thank you so much, I appreciate it. And then going to my unboxing of Dreaming of a Better Tomorrow by Jeremiah Kettner and Diamond Art Club. Casey, that's me, says, Anthony, did you do this one? I love it so much. I really started loving Jeremiah Kettner. I haven't done it yet. I do like it. That was one of the kits that came in like a mystery box from Diamond Art Club, and at first I was like, oh, no, this isn't for me. And honestly, it really isn't my style, but I decided to hold on to it because I think there's a lot of enhancement opportunity in that one, and I think it'll look really good. I could see that going on a D-stash list. I don't know. I'd have to take another look at it. But I remember last summer saying, oh, that kit's kind of growing on me the more I look at it. And when I did the unboxing and like watched it back, I was like, you know what, I don't hate it, but it's gonna have to be a better than a I don't hate it to stick around. in my next D stash, it's gonna have to be a love it, so we'll see. But yeah, haven't done it yet. The majority of my kits I haven't done yet. Susan's Inks and Drills says, it sounds like you had a great trip. So sorry you couldn't fit Pittsburgh into your Pennsylvania, New Jersey adventures. Maybe you can visit Western PA in a future trip. Yes, I will be. I understand the ebb and flow with your diamond painting interest, especially when you are working on a painting that isn't appealing at the current moment. I'm working on a painting that is almost all color blocking, and even though the drills in the painting are great quality, I'm so bored. With it, I avoid working on it and find other things to do. I've recently gotten caught up with building Legos, another expensive but really fun hobby. However, I'm on a diamond painting no-buy until I seriously lower my stash, and having learned my lesson, I'm not going to allow myself to build up a Lego stash. Yeah, that could be an expensive stash to have sitting around, for sure. Yeah, different kits just kind of hit me different in different styles, like heavy confetti or heavy color blocking. I put away some of my really heavy confetti squares in favor of bringing out Inner Garden by Yume Art, and now I'm like in the middle of doing a lot of color blocking on that kit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of color blocking. So I think in a perfect world, like my ideal canvases are like have a really good blend of color blocking and confetti and line blocking, and it's not just swinging one way or the other. But once I get done with the background on Inner Garden, it'll be back to more of the style of canvas that I am liking right now. And this canvas is I'd say it's pretty much all confetti with some little small chunks of color blocking and line blocking, especially in like skin tones, and like this is the hair. But other than that, like your color blocking is like these like 8, 9, 10, 12 drills together right here. Like that's the kind of color blocking you have here. because of the computer rendering, it's very blended. But I don't mind it, especially in rounds. Rounds are a different story. For whatever reason, a heavy confetti round drill kit does not faze me, but squares do. Um, Extreme confetti and extreme color blocking. I like being in the middle. So yeah, thank you for the comment. Easy Breezy Craft says, "OMG, looks like fun. I love this era." Now we're getting into the pinup paint along announcement, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Thank you for the comment. I hope you're able to participate. Chocolate Diamond says, "Hi Anthony. Of course I plan on participating, but don't have an Instagram. So how do I post progress?" I guess you don't. Apollo, are you okay? It's being weird. He's sniffing something out there, like doing a half bark. Because Instagram's really the only place that I have access to. Of course, you can post your pinup paint along stuff on Facebook. Like if you belong to any sort of Facebook groups where you can just freely post stuff, then go crazy and let people know, like, I'm doing this for the pinup paint along that Anthony's doing, or Single and Placing's doing. That's great. I just don't have Facebook anymore, so I won't be utilizing that for anything. And so I just use Instagram. You could also, if you'd like, I'm so bad about email. I check my Single and Placing email very sparingly. I need to be better about it, but I'm not going to make any promises. But you could send some progress photos and stuff to my email if you'd like, or you have my number. You can text them to me, and I will. If I decide to do like a compilation video of what everybody worked on at the end of the paint along, then I can post them on a video, and so they're there and they exist. But as far as progress goes, like where else could you put them? I'm just not a Facebook person. But again, there's Facebook groups out there that are just generic diamond painting ones. You're more than welcome to share it wherever you'd like, but there's no official place to do it, and you're not required to share progress photos for any reason. So it's not going to impact your participation. There is no sign up. There's no requirements. The way I'm going to do the giveaways is probably do it based off of people's comments on the video that I put up. I'll probably ask people to comment something they learned about Henry Clive or something when that video goes live. And then I might do a giveaway during one of the live streams. So no worries at all. It's not going to hurt anything if you don't end up posting progress photos somewhere. Ginger Tate says, "OMG, I'm so excited about this paint along. Yay! That's awesome." Magical Miss Maya says, "Would Primrose by Alphonse Mucha work for this event?" Did I already answer that? Didn't somebody else? Was it the same one? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'll just say again, it does. "Glad to see you hosting another event. Love your videos. My husband makes fun of me for watching your coaster videos now, LOL, since they aren't diamond painting related. I'm not into coasters myself personally, but love living vicariously through you with your experiences. Yay, hope you're doing well and still diamond painting. Miss your WIP and chat videos." Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yep, I'm still here. Oh, Suburban Mom asked about it. She says as much just below. So yes, both of you, Primrose is totally fine. Yeah, I'm still here, still diamond painting, and that's funny that that you're getting some heat for watching my diamond paint or my coaster videos. That's funny. Yeah, I have a couple of friends and a family member that watches them too. They're like, yeah, I wouldn't go with you to the theme parks and stuff, but it's kind of fun to watch. I'm like, okay, cool. That works for me. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just going to drop these drills down real quick. There's not a huge array of them. But yeah, this reformulated, revamped glue dot. Again, don't take this as endorsement or anything because I don't think the formula is finalized, but it's working. I'll just say that. It's working. All right, and then Melissa says, I wasn't able to get the canvas that I wanted. I had it on order with Art and Soul when they closed, and I never got it. Miss Fluff isn't with anyone else. That must be the artist. Miss Fluff isn't with anyone else, and I didn't find another painting that will work. She does have release papers and other licensed items with crafts with Crashly, though. Okay, good. Good to know. Yeah, I didn't remember the artist. So, yeah, if once we get to the live stream, Melissa, in the middle of September, and I haven't mentioned it, please remind me of it, and I will either do a screen, a picture-in-picture or something, or share my screen, and we can go look at the Crafts with Crashly site and kind of shop together. Again, I'm not too particular. Not that I have any. I don't think Crashly would. There would be no issues with me asking to sponsor for a sponsor, but again, it's just not really my scene. So if I was to do anything, I'd probably just go and buy some stuff from the shop and just use it as giveaways. But I wasn't planning on doing that for this paint along at all. Again, the Mary thing was just its own deal. I may do something and I probably will do something for Mooka Mania. Reach out to a couple of shops that I have built good relationships with and know that there wouldn't be any weirdness there. I wouldn't feel bad if my event was a flop in terms of like people buying sponsor stuff. I'd probably ask Mary Crashly, because she has done Old Masters release papers in the past. And I'd probably ask Rosa over at Diamond Painting Shop, who I need to check in with. I haven't heard from her in a minute. So yeah, anyway. Trin gives some hearts to that announcement video. Mia says, hey love, I hope you had so much fun. Hope you have so much fun with this event. I'll be working on Selfless Sacrifice in September. It's a firefighter since I'll be participating in the 9/11 Remembrance event. And even though firehouses used to have lots of pinup posters, I'm pretty sure this canvas won't qualify. No, I looked at it just to see if I could like stretch that for you. And no, it won't qualify. But I hope you still participate in the live streams and stuff, Mia. I appreciate it. Thanks for the comment. Diamonds and Doxy says, so good to watch your WIP in chat. Oh, thank you so much. And Mimi Sparkling Diamond says, this looks like it's going to be an awesome event. I hope so. I hope so. It's very small, very casual. There's no like shop tie-ins. It's not very involved at all. I'm just hoping that people enjoy working on that style of artwork in diamond painting form and will join along with me. So yeah, it's so weird calling it an event or a paint along or anything, because it's like all I'm doing is just saying, hey, I'm going to be working on this canvas for a month, and if you want to do something with a similar theme, here you go for it, go nuts. There's like no other stuff going on with it. So I'm like, what even is this? It's just a, hey, come be my friend for a month. So yeah, but it'll be a good time for sure. Parthenarjan says, glad to see you again. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we're getting into my WIP in chat, my catching up after taking the summer off WIP in chat. So we'll get through the comments that are for this video, and then we'll probably wrap it up, because this is already going to be super long. Maria Larson, in regards to my unboxing of Island of Time from Color Out of Place in Diamond Art Club, says, just bought this painting and searched for an unboxing. Thank you for showing the details and making me want to work on it as soon as it arrives. Oh, yay! Good. I'm glad that you got some good info from that. Going back to that WIP in chat, Casey, that's me, says, I haven't said much, but I was hoping you'd change your mind. I love your WIP in walks. Truly miss you. Hearing about your time in New Jersey and PA was awesome. I was born in Philly, but grew up in Jersey. I did join your other channel. Diamond painting is what I enjoy. Exactly, yeah. And thank you for being honest about that. Thank you for subscribing to the other channel. But yeah, if diamond painting is what you enjoy, then of course it makes more sense to kind of stick with this. So, and hoping I change my mind. I'm working on the logistics of it. I'm not saying yes or no now. Let me wait. Let me get through this next coaster trip and posting it and scheduling it, and just sit down and be like, how much energy and effort did that take? And what's work looking like? What's life looking like? Can I keep all these balls in the air? And and we'll see where we land. So Lisa says, hi, Anthony. It was so nice to hear your voice again. I've missed you. So glad you had a great trip to PA. Thank you. I did. It was awesome. And then Lay 10 SU says, I was happy to see your channel notification and get an update on your PA trip. I'm so glad you enjoyed riding Phoenix, such a fun coaster. I'm also feeling a little overwhelmed with my collection of diamond paintings because I go through periods where I complete them more than others, but I guess they're there when I want to work on them. Exactly. They're always there when you want to work on them. And I've always said that building a stash, I don't judge anyone for having a smaller stash than mine or no stash or a much larger one than mine, because I also like choice. I like being able to go out to the garage and being like, okay, it's time to kit up a new project. Like, what do I want? Do I want round? Do I want square? Do I want something that's portrait? Do I want a landscape? Do I want a brighter color palette, more muted color palette? Do I want to be more old masters or do something more modern? So having that stash there helps me, it allows me to have that flexibility without having to worry about, oh, the one thing that I would have loved to do is out of stock, or it's been discontinued. It's all there. I jumped on it when I could, but it starts to get a little much. But that's just how I'm feeling now, and I don't expect anybody to feel the same way about the size of their stash or anything like that. If I had the space and I knew where I was living is where I would be for a long time, like I'm not going to have to pick up and move that stuff for years, then I would have a garage full of them. I'd have a basement full of them. It's purely situational for me that right now it's time to let some stuff go. But yeah, if I was in a different circumstance and I had the money to do it, I would be stashing on stash on stash on stash. I'd have them all. Right now I have a wish list on DAC of, I think, 14 kits that I'd love to have someday, so I just want to keep an eye on them, but I haven't been buying any. I did upload an unboxing that'll be going live soon at the time of filming this, but I actually filmed that unboxing earlier this year. I just never got around to posting it. So it's not a new purchase. It's from, I think, April, maybe even earlier. But I just never posted it, so that's going up. But yeah, I haven't purchased anything since around April. So I've got 14 on my wish list for Diamond Art Club. There's probably about 5 or 6 that I'd love to have from Jaded Gem Shop. 2 for sure, but another 4 that would be nice to have if I was willing to do it. And then a couple from Diamond Painting Shop. But I really am trying to just stop buying diamond paintings. And that's the ideal situation, is I don't buy anymore. There's one kit from Diamond Art Club that I'll just keep beating a dead horse. I wish they would release Apocalyptic Garden, aka I think it's from, is it From the Ground Up or something like that is the actual name of it, from Ivy Dollamore. It went into voting last summer, I feel like. I'm just every week I hope that it's part of the new releases, but I'm still waiting. But thank you for the comment. Mia says, so good to hear your voice again. Thank you. Easy Breezy Craft says, I'm fairly new to diamond painting and you were my first channel that I followed. Aw, I'm so happy to receive this notification and sad to hear you're leaving the DP community. Can't wait for that live though. Best wishes to you on your new journey. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's very sweet. Thank you for being here. Colette says, hi Anthony, it's so nice to hear your voice. I've been following Coaster Pursuit, but it's been a minute. Of course, your trip to Casino Park and trying to find a lobster roll was an adventure. It keeps life interesting. I hope that you and Apollo are having a great summer. I moved and was thinking of you when I bought a bunch of plants. I'm trying to keep them alive. I have an app called Picture This, so I know the name of each plant at least. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. I've seen those apps. That's awesome. Yeah, I hope the move went well. Hold on, I'm just going to grab a new color. Yeah, I hope the move went well, and yeah, the trip was a blast. I want to go back, and going back to that previous comment, my old roommate, Doug, he moved back in July, so now it's just me, Joe, and Maddie, just the three of us. He moved in July, and he moved to Pittsburgh with his girlfriend Shay. So we've been keeping in touch, just making sure that his move's going well and smoothly. But I want to go to Pittsburgh to go to Kennywood, and I'd probably tie that with like a road trip going from Cedar Point around the Lake Erie, up to or over to Pittsburgh to Kennywood, and then maybe continuing up the lake a little bit. I'm not sure. None of this is firm plans. But hit a couple parks and go and see him. So I am going to Pittsburgh, and that'll most likely be in May for the opening of Cedar Point, so mid-May. So we'll see, though. It's a nice idea. We'll see. A lot of my plans revolve around how much it's going to cost to go to Europe next September for the retreat. So I need to start pricing that out, and then that will dictate everything else I do next year. Because if that's going to cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, then that might be my only trip next year. So we'll have to see. Okay. I'm just going to put this away. This is going to be the world's longest WIP in chat. I'm so sorry, guys, but you know me, and I'm going to probably grab a cup of tea. It's after work. I'm just waiting for it to cool off outside before I take Apollo for a walk, but he's probably going to start getting really upset with me if we don't go soon. So I might just bring the camera outside and go on a walk and just keep this going. And who knows, I may even, if voice keeps up, I might do a third one when we come back. I don't know. I'm trying to get through comments. Mariah Art says, "Hi, Anthony. I'm glad you enjoyed your trip. I'm working on flower delivery right now." Ooh! I'm starting from the bottom row. I'm on the second row on the bottom. I went to Disneyland for my 30th birthday with my family in May. We went on Pirates of the Caribbean Jungle Cruise and It's a Small World. It was really good and fun and got some goodies there. Glad you had fun in New Jersey. We stayed in Anaheim for almost a week, but it was fun. I had a blast. Yay! That's awesome. I want to go to Disney so bad. I want to go so bad. I tend to end up picking other parks, like Six Flags parks, that type of stuff, because they're usually more thrill-based as opposed to theme-based, and I like the scary stuff. But I do want to go to Disney so bad. 29. Ooh, look at this one. Actually, it's not terrible, but it's going to get the sheet. You're getting the sheet. Okay. There we go. Thank you for the comment. And then Peggy O'Neill says, "I'm so glad you're able to visit here in Jersey. Seaside is not always the best experience. I live in Toms River, New Jersey. I don't ever go to Seaside. So happy to see you back again. Sleep well." I think I mentioned that things got a little wild at Seaside. And I've heard almost everybody that lives in Jersey that I've told or has heard that I went on this trip, they're like, "Oh, Seaside? Oh, boy." And I guess I have to agree. I had an interesting time, but yeah, it was pretty wild out there. Ocean City was such a different vibe than Seaside. It was kind of crazy. Peggy goes on to say, "Hey, you, so happy to hear your voice. I've missed you so very much." Oh, thank you. And Melissa says, "Great to hear from you. Hope to see Apollo soon." Yes, and you did get to, and you commented on that, so thank you. Okay, and then DK has a very long message. I want to read it all. I haven't read it yet. Okay, I'm going to read it. Let me get these colors down. Sometimes when they're long, which don't keep them coming and keep them long, I don't mind, but sometimes I will just pause the video so I can read them to myself and then come back with a response. But I'm gonna read it. So give me just a second. It might be off camera. Maybe you can see it right here. There are these percent symbols so usually when I work on a section, I go about 10, 12 drills above where the release paper ends. Just in case I place the release paper wonky, and it's not all in a perfect line, I'll go higher. That way I don't have a jagged finish. I like my finish to be straight across when I finish a row. But if the release paper is higher and lower, then you're going to see those. So I usually go about 10 or so drills higher than the release paper. And then when I'm working on a color over here, if I see some up here, and you've probably seen me doing that, reaching my hand across, I'll fill in this strip, this 10 or 12 drill high strip as I go across. But every time I get to this percent sign down here, I always forget that there's some up there. And every time I see it, I've done now 3 sections and I haven't gotten that yet. I'm always like, ugh, come on. Anthony, remember that they're over there. But I'll get to them, obviously, when I reveal the full section. But, yeah. And sometimes I do that because I'm like, if I fill in what's over there, I might be able to use up a container. So, anyway, let's pour this out, and then let's read this comment. Okay. So, D says, okay, I had time to sit down and listen to the rest of this. I really enjoyed this one because it was all about my places around my area. I love Hershey Park and was there for the first week of the opening of the Super Duper Looper. Oh, yay! I went on that 3 times, 4 times, and 2 of which I rode it alone because it was raining. So they call it a Zen ride when you get the entire coaster train to yourself. And I got that twice, and it was a lot of fun. I had fun on that one. It's tame by today's standards, yes, that's true. But it was the most amazing thing when it first opened. If you haven't subscribed to my other channel, please do so, because you're saying some stuff in here that is very coaster-centric, and you might really like the other channel. So hopefully you're there. But it was the most amazing thing when it first opened. Even though Knoebels is really tame by your standards, it's still one of my favorite places as it's so quaint. It reminds me more of Dorney's early days. Interesting. I loved Knoebels, and it was tame in the sense that like the coasters there were kind of tame, but I could spend a whole day there just soaking in the atmosphere. It was so much fun. The Phoenix really does give good air, as does Thunderhawk at Dorney. Yes, it does. That was a good one. Parts of Philly are amazing, but Kensington is rough. I'm sorry you experienced that, as it is tough to witness as someone who has a lot of empathy, which you appear to be. It hurts to see humanity that way. Boat Row is gorgeous. That's the area where all the rowboat houses are. My brother-in-law used to live on Spruce Street near Rittenhouse Square, which is another really nice area. Philly is a vibe. Imagine my surprise when you ended up in the city of my birth, Hazleton. Really? Oh, that's so cool. I wonder... You need to email me, because I went for Matt and Jackie's wedding. They're born and raised in Hazleton. Parents born and raised in Hazleton. They're Hazleton through and through and through. So you might know some of the same people that I know or met. Hazleton's such a small blip on the map that I was quite surprised when you said that's where you ended up. My aunt and cousin still live there. That's so cool. Yeah, I stayed at... I don't know if I shared a picture of the house that we stayed at, the Airbnb, but it's right there in Hazleton. But I loved it. It was a cute little town. The hills, the rolling hills are beautiful. They got married at the country club there in Hazleton. Beautiful, beautiful. Or the golf course, whatever you want to call it. I'm glad you got to see the better part of Hazleton. I'm guessing somewhere near Eagle Rock. Parts of Hazleton can be rather depressing these days. The place you stayed at sounds incredible. The Mucha paintings were right up your alley. Couldn't have been more perfect for you. Glad you enjoyed the wedding. Your whole trip to this area sounded exhausting. You packed so much into a short time you had. None of those places, from Jersey Shore to Lehigh Valley to Hershey to Philly to Ellisburg to Hazleton, are really close to one another. You out some serious miles on while you were here. Yeah, I did a ton of driving. Yeah, going from like south-ish Jersey. I didn't go all the way south, but you know, Ocean City, then up north, then north again, then northwest, and like it was a lot, but it was beautiful. It was so much fun. And the driving seems, it is a lot of driving, but because relative to what you have to do to get to opposite ends of Colorado, or from here to Utah, or from here to, you know, anywhere, that's small potatoes driving around Jersey and PA compared to, doing a 9-hour drive to get from here to outside of Salt Lake, where there's another theme park I want to go to called Lagoon. And that's kind of the next closest big park to me, is an 8-hour drive. So imagine, like, you have so much in such a close access comparatively on the East Coast. I missed Apollo, but glad to hear he's doing well. I'm glad you decided to scrap the custom. If it doesn't render right, it will bother you, and bother you more if you are out the time into it. Hopefully you'll be able to get a hand-charted custom. I'm with you. I'm spoiled by hand-rendered kits, so I don't like computer-generated canvases now. Yeah, I go back and forth. It's in the basement. I didn't get rid of it. I'm going to keep it until probably I move and then make the call if I want to move it or not. But I could see myself destashing it. It just feels wrong because it's my baby, but I think I want to pay to have it hand rendered. So we'll see. Because I could see myself actually framing that and keeping it for like ever. I'm sad to hear that you want to do a farewell to this channel. I enjoy you and your work. I gave you a follow on the Coaster channel, but it's not really my thing. It is your thing. You just talked about airtime and how and Dorney's early days and Knoebels, and you talked about the Super Duper Looper. It is your thing. So I'm not sure how much I would view the content. Anyway, it was really nice to hear about your summer and catch up with you. I look forward to your remaining diamond painting content. And of course, I'm still following you on Instagram. I wish nothing but the best. Good luck with your D-stash. I totally get it. And again, I'm thinking long and hard about this change. But in your particular case, I think you should at least check out the PA trip videos, because you might get a lot of nostalgia out of all of that stuff, because it's like us walking around Knoebels and looking at all the different things and walking around Dorney and Hershey Park. And so you might actually get a kick out of it. But I understand. I do understand. Thank you for the comment. They go on to say, this is an earlier comment. Hi, Anthony. Nice to have you back. And diamond painting. I loved hearing about your adventures in my neck of the woods. I literally live within minutes of Dorney Park. It would have been nice to meet you. Glad you enjoyed Dorney. It's funny how you called it a small sleeper park. It's actually huge now compared to what it was when I was growing up. I remember when that park only had a few rides, including the now 100-year-old winded coaster Thunderhawk, which I did go on, and it was really good. It's one of the few wooden roller... I haven't been on very many wooden roller coasters. It's the only wooden roller coaster that I've been on where when you leave the station, it kind of drops down a little bit and gets some speed and goes around a turn, and then you go under the bridge that the exit is connected to. So you can actually stand there and look down and watch the train go underneath you. It's really cool. Back then, it never had a big water park attached to it. That was built later. It was mostly picnic groves. I used to go to Great Adventure 2 when I was a kid. We went through the safari part, and we had a 1970s van that was a camper. Had a black and white TV in it with a TV antenna on the outside. The baboons attacked our TV antenna and ripped it off the van and started beating our van with it. What? They had to come out with tranquilizer darts to stop the mayhem? What an experience. Glad you enjoyed your time in PA, New Jersey. PA really does have some beautiful farmland. Glad you got to see this part of the USA. That is a wild story. So they do still have the safari. I don't think it's drive-through anymore. You have to like book a Jeep and they'll take you through, and they've now built a little mini resort kind of glamping experience attached to it, but it was like thousands of dollars to stay there, so I didn't stay there. That is a crazy story. Please go check out the channel. I think you'll like it. Just based off of what you're saying. I know coasters aren't your thing, but it's not just facts and figures and coasters and stuff. Like, I talk about the scenery at Hershey. I walked around the Hershey Hotel. I took a quick peek at some of the gardens areas. I really do think you'll like it. It's not as it is specific to coasters, but I think there's more there. You're making it. You make it sound like it's something you would like, even though you said it's not. Anyway, thank you, Miriam. Hamid says, yay, you're back. I was feeling sad, missing you in your diamond painting content. So this is a double weird coincidence, because before yesterday I was trying to decide if I wanted to purchase this crested piece on the Creativity Squirrel first or Hannah's Sea Nymph artwork on the diamond painting shop website. And yesterday I rewatched and listened to your last 3 vlogs and a few completion vids. So I'm so happy you had a wonderful summer and time to chill at all the theme parks. The coaster poster king. Thank you so much. And you'll have to let me know which one you ended up going with. Both shops have some excellent artwork. So yeah. And I've done, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget the name of it, but it's the 2 women kind of like cheek in cheek, from Hannah and Diamond Painting Shop. I did that a while back and it was really nice. I don't remember the name of it. It's hanging in my bathroom. Yeah, so I don't think you can go wrong either way. Thank you for the comment. How many more guys we have? I think we can do it. We've got like 10 more. We can do it. It's gonna be a long video. I hope that's okay. But I've almost gotten this whole section done, which is nice. Let me get some water. Throat's getting dry. Kay Whittington says, "Hi Anthony, glad to hear from you. Sorry to hear you may be saying goodbye to this channel. I've enjoyed hearing your life updates, but I understand that everyone's interests change over time. I can't get enthusiastic about your roller coaster channel, sorry, but there is not enough money to get me on a roller coaster. Regarding the color charting on your Apollo custom, I've had that problem. I did a large old master from Jade that is completely computer charted. The rendering was really good, but the colors not so much. If I had followed the charting, the knight would have had rusty armor. Interesting. I substituted all the browns in the armor for various shades of gray. It came out great. As you said, it's not a reflection of the shop, it's just a consequence of computer charting. Also, did you see that Mary's back on YouTube? Yes, I did. And thank you so much for the comment. Again, I totally get it. I don't want to force or like over encourage anyone to like check out the new channel. I get it. It's a completely different thing, completely different interest, and it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And again, the people that are like coaster enthusiasts are just a different breed, and that's also something that's taken getting some adjusting to, especially because the vast majority of that community is male, and it tends to skew either really young, like pre-teen kids who just like roller coasters and, you know, amusement parks, makes sense, or it skews more older who like nostalgia and remembering the good old days and don't like new stuff. So the comments that I get are kind of all over the place. There's also that community tends to be very focused on the facts and figures and the speed and the height and the banked churns and this and the that and the different elements. So someone like me who is a layman for the most part and I don't really appreciate, I do appreciate roller coasters and stuff for the engineering of it all, but I'm more like them for the thrill and the feeling and just the absurdity of a contraption like that. And I don't really commit a lot of the like specifics to memory, like manufacturers and how many of this model of roller coaster exist and where are they located in the world and when were they opened and all of that stuff. Really, it's not something that I particularly am that hyper invested in, but that community expects you, especially if you're going to put videos out, to know all that stuff. So when you don't mention things or you misspeak, you get slapped on the wrist for that. You need to know all your stuff. So that's been an adjustment too, is seeing more comments that are just mainly corrections of things I either said or people feel like I should have said but didn't say, and people feeling like the content feels a little superficial because I'm not getting into the weeds about everything. Or people just not liking my opinion about something because I don't know better, you know? So it's interesting. I haven't started responding to comments on that channel at all because a lot of it either goes over my head or just people seem much more willing to seek out content and tear it apart over there. in the coast theme park community than just like enjoy it. But I kind of knew that going into it because of my experience going to Cedar Point. If you remember on that vlog, or the vlog that I talked about, like recapping the trip, I mentioned how there was way more negativity towards that event that I went to at Cedar Point than I expected, and people just seemed, I don't know, there's like this machismo that comes along with being a coaster enthusiast that I don't subscribe to. So I don't know. We'll see. I need to look through the comments and see if I would even start responding to comments at all on that channel. I might just leave them as they are. We'll see. But yeah. So I get it. And that's another reason why I really like it here too. So thank you for the comment. And yeah, I'm on the fence about the Custom of Apollo. And yes, I did see that Mary's back on YouTube and the shop's coming back. And I have been in chats with her, as you can see with some of these early release products. And there's more exciting stuff to come. Please stay tuned. So yeah, that's all I'll say. Avery says, Anthony, OMG, you're back. I was so incredibly happy when I saw this video. My jaw dropped. I miss you so much. It's great to catch up and see what you have been up to. I miss Apollo. I have a golden retriever puppy now. Oh, he's 3.5 months old, and his name is it Gohan? I love him so much. Happy to see more videos from you. Oh, yay. How cute. Thank you for the comment. Von Keister says, oh, so good to hear from you again and get all the updates. I've been plugging along with the Asian DP event and working. Not the exciting life of a 30-something, LOL. No. I mean, I think participating in that event is exciting. I didn't formally sign up for the event because I don't want giveaways or anything. So I don't really register for events anymore. I used to when I very first started, but since I did the first summer with the Masters, I just stopped signing up for stuff because I'm like, let other people get the free things. I don't need the free things. But that is exciting. I am working on Inner Garden by Yume Art, kind of in spirit of participating in that event. So if someone was to ask me, are you participating in the event, the Asian DP event, I'd say, yeah, I'm working on a Yume Art, but I haven't signed up. But yeah, that is exciting. Thank you for the comment. Cynthia Gant says, oh my goodness, I freaked out when I saw that artwork. How cool was that? If you know, you know. Yes. Oh, I know you freaked out when you saw that artwork. Yeah, I did freak out when I saw all the Mukas in the house. I was like, oh my God. And keep in mind, this was when we first got in, and I went and set my stuff down in my room, but we were rushing to go meet up with Jackie and Matt at one of their friends' house. They were having a pre-wedding party the night before. So we like checked in and ran straight. Well, first we stopped at the grocery store to grab just some snacky stuff and just like mixers and stuff for drinks. Then went over to her party, and we did. We drove to Walmart to get the mixers and stuff in in Jeff's rental car, and then came back, and then we all took an Uber over to Matt and Jackie's friend's place because we were going to be drinking. So I had literally just dropped my bags in the room, turned around, went downstairs, got in Jeff's car, and we left. So I didn't really get a chance to tour anybody else's room. I saw the main living room and kitchen and stuff, but I hadn't poked around in anybody else's room until we came back in the Uber that night, and we were all feeling pretty good. I'll just say that. We were feeling pretty good. And so then we get back, and I was like, oh, this room's so cute. And which room did you pick? You and Joe pick, Maddie. And she's like, come take a look. It's all done in like gold. It's really weird. And I was like, oh, mine's done in a color too. So I go in there, and I'm like, oh my God, there's a Muka on the wall. And then I'm like, MJ, Alex, let me see your room. And I go in there, I'm like, oh my God, there's a Muka. And I'm like, going from all the rooms, I'm like, there's Mukas in every room to match the colors. And so it was a whole thing. I did freak out. But that was mainly alcohol. Well, slightly alcohol induced. Thank you for the comment. Trin says, love catching up with you and miss seeing Apollo. Sounds like you had a fantastic summer. I did. Thank you for the comments and the hearts. Michelle says, it's so nice hearing about your coaster adventures. Sounds like you had an amazing time. Not sure if I missed it or not, but how is Apollo? He's good, and hopefully you have commented above, so I'm sure you saw that he's still running around. Cynthia says, I was just thinking about you. Oh, thank you so much. And Elisa Maria says, hello, what a surprise. Oh, wow, love the intro. Back to the video. Thank you. And Artemis says, glad to hear your voice. I was wondering if you'd forget your intro, but nope, still extra, thank God. It's summer, the season of misaligned drills and little crafting time, but other than that, yep, I'm good. Oh, good. That's good to hear. I'm glad everyone's doing well. Most people. I know some people have gone through some hard times, especially pet-related, but hopefully, generally, things are going okay. Let me get another color out. We're coming up to the end of this, end of the comments for that WIP in chat, so I'll just call it after that. I think I just need one, because Apollo's going to start pawing at me and sniffing and knocking over the camera if I'm not careful. 43. Oh, that needs to go back. Chocolate Diamond says, hi, I missed you, Anthony, although I've been following your roller coaster channel. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Rose Wills says, hi, Anthony, just a quick check-in, missing all of your vlogs. Hope all is well. Yeah, I'm doing good. Oh, that takes us back to a month. That comment was a month old, but it's from my vlog 184, my Elitch Gardens opening day, which was from May. So that puts us caught up from since I came back. But thank you so much, and thanks for checking in. I'm doing good, and I'll be posting more frequently between now and October when my next trip is. So yeah, I want to get through a lot more responding to comments, or get through responding to more comments. But let's see. Let's finish up with last couple colors. So I'll call it there. That'll be the last comment we respond to. But thank you guys all so much for the support and welcoming me back. I appreciate it. I looked, and it was only like a 2-month gap between the two videos that I had posted. So yeah, I do appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone continuing to be here. And for those of you that are meandering over to the Coaster Pursuit channel, I really do appreciate it. And for those that it's just not something that you want to do, I totally understand. No hard feelings whatsoever, and I will think critically about what I want to do. Again, I don't want to say yes. I'm going to just try to keep both going, because then I just don't know. I don't know if that's really what I want to do. Let's see how the next round of Coaster Pursuit videos and filming and editing and all that stuff goes. And I want to improve it. I want to spend more time on it. So we'll see. But like a commenter said, winter comes around, everything, theme park related, unless you're going to Florida or something like that, kind of shuts down for the season. So that does free up some time. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's drop this 3-dot. We almost finished this entire section, which is really good, considering we were gabbing. But yeah, just with the lots of colors in here, lots of confetti. So that always takes some time anyway. But yeah, I appreciate you all being here. It means a lot. I'm still here for the time being, and I don't plan on doing anything crazy until the end of the year, making any big decisions until the end of the year in terms of content. And you will see the pinup paint along. That will be starting in a couple weeks at the time of filming this. And that'll go through the entire month of September, so we'll have plenty to do there. October might be a little bit quiet. I'll be traveling for that 1 week. So who knows? I might put some content up on either end of that trip, but I do foresee that when I get back, taking up a lot of editing time and just, the free time that I have, I'll probably just want to be quiet and diamond paint, which is kind of what happened when I got back from Jersey and PA. And then November starts. You will see, obviously, the Muka Mania event announcement will be at the beginning of October. And then Muka Mania is November and December, so of course you're going to see a lot of content there. Did I just miss another drill again? So you'll see a lot of content coming through for that. That's a 2-month event that will have an actual sign up and registration. I will try to engage with some select, very select shops. As if you can't tell, I support small businesses all day long when it comes to my diamond painting stuff. When I need something or when I want something, but you gotta come correct when it comes to how you approach engaging with the community as a business owner. I don't play, so you rub me the wrong way, then I'm not gonna give you my money, and I'm not gonna support your channel. Sorry, but so yeah, some select small businesses I will reach out to see if they're willing to support the event, whether it be a discount code or if they want to do some sort of product giveaways. Even if I was to reach out to a shop and they're like, we're not in the financial position to send you anything or discount you anything, every dollar, every penny counts in this world, I'll say, perfect, I love you, and I wanted to ask, but I'm going to buy some stuff from your shop anyway and use it as giveaways and talk about how much I love your shop. And so the only way you're going to stop me is by canceling my orders. I'm sorry, Mary and Rosa and Bex and Crashly. I'm going to do it anyway. But there's only a few out there that I would be interested in working with. So that will have a sign up. There will be giveaways. I'll be going live throughout those 2 months. I'll be doing some spotlights on Muka, another spotlight on Muka. If I can find some time to do some more like research-based content, I absolutely will do so. Otherwise, it might just be more casual. But I'm going to try to up my game a little bit since it is Muka Mania, and it is kind of my little baby. I love Muka Mania. I love Muka. I mean, I'm working on it right now. Working on one of his pieces right now. So I do want to kind of do it up, but again, I have to be realistic with time and all that stuff. So, but there will be a sign up that'll be more formal, and then we'll see where life takes us. For now, I'm going to say all plans are as they were, but I'm taking your comments to heart, and I want to make sure that I do, if I am going to take a step back, that I think about it, and I don't know. My heart gets in the way of a lot of things sometimes. So it's tough. So I need to think about it. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, continue liking, continue subscribing. The channel's not going to get deleted, so any support you give still helps me. But yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye. 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 Bye.